Hi, my name is Brian Moncada, and I've managed over $5 million in YouTube ads for some of the top business leaders on the planet, including Tony Robbins, and I'm one of the passionate few. What I really loved about the interview with Omar was that Omar asked me a lot of questions that many entrepreneurs, business owners, and marketers ask me on a daily basis when it comes to, how do you really be successful with YouTube ads at a massive scale? I also share some insights and perspectives on what it really is like to run a high-level YouTube advertising firm where you're working with industry leaders and household names in the business, health and wellness, and dating and relationship space. So my hope is that you can walk away from this video learning something brand new and learning the power that is YouTube ads for your business or for other people's businesses. Enjoy.
Hey guys, welcome to this episode of The Passionate Few. Today I'm super hyped because if you're passionate about what you do in the world and you're looking to grow your business online, you want to get more customers, more clients, sell more of your products and services, there's no better way than using, in my opinion, the second fastest growing search engine on the planet, and that is YouTube. So today I'm hyped because I brought in Brian Moncada, who's a YouTube ads expert. He's worked with some of the top people across the industry, spent millions of dollars in YouTube ads. And today I just really want to give practical advice, whether you're a beginner, know nothing about ads, or you're somebody who's experienced little by little starting to learn about paid traffic. Maybe you have organic traffic that's working for you, but you want to leg up and you realize you want to grow your business and you want to take advantage of this brand new trend that so many people are really underutilizing. So thanks so much for being on the show today, Brian, and sharing your YouTube ads expertise.
Omar, I appreciate it, man. Let's freaking kill this thing. Let's give the people what they want. Let's tell them how to make money and grow their business with YouTube ads.
I love it, man. Well, thanks for coming on, dude. And the reason that I really wanted to bring you on, a lot of people might not know who you are. I've sat down with a lot of experts across industry, and I just want to preface this interview with straight up, why are YouTube ads important to people who are passionate about what they do? Maybe people who want to make money online, they want to grow their finances. They're in the middle of quarantine right now, or whenever they're watching this and thinking damn, I know nothing about YouTube ads. It looks complicated. There's all these weird settings and buttons and how much do I spend on all this? So for the average person, can you just simplify what are YouTube ads and why are they so powerful and so undervalued today?
Yeah. So YouTube ads are so powerful and so undervalued because YouTube ads is literally the best way to get in front of your ideal customer, right? You can speak to them because when people go to YouTube, they go to YouTube to learn or to be entertained, right? They're watching specific videos. And with YouTube, and specifically YouTube ads, you can show your advertisements for your products, your services, or your brand on any specific video that you want. So let's say you're in the workout niche and you have workout products that you sell, whether it's at-home workouts right now, especially during quarantine, right? And you want to get more sales and help more people that way. Well, the best way to do that is with YouTube ads because you can literally target specific videos that have keywords in them such as at-home workout for men, at-home workout for women, yoga workout, or morning routine, right? And you can target specific placements on YouTube to get in front of the customer that you want to talk to at the right time when they're watching videos that are helping them solve their problems, and you get to show your ad in the very beginning of that video. And that's why YouTube ads is so powerful because with Facebook, they're just scrolling, right? Your friends are on Facebook. Your customers are on YouTube. They're watching YouTube videos to help solve a problem. And so YouTube ads is so powerful because you can get to them with your advertisement at the right time when they're watching a specific video on how to solve their problem and present them your solution.
Nice, man. Now, what niches have you seen this work in? YouTube ads that translate, because you've dealt with millions of dollars worth of ads. And, I know a lot of our audience are people who are inspired, passionate about what they do, whether they're sales professionals, some are online marketers, some want to start making money online. Some have gifts and talents and skills they want to teach, where they coach, consult, maybe want to create a course one day, and they want to figure out a way to package their expertise. So what are some practical step-by-step tips that you would recommend people, take advantage of on YouTube, and what are some niches you've seen that expertise work in? Because I know you've worked with the likes of Dean Graziosi and Tony Robbins, running huge campaigns on YouTube. You're like the go-to guy. So what have you seen and what advice can you give to people on those areas, niche and, best first steps?
Yeah, it's a great question. So the first one, what niches work or what works? And so from my personal experience, I've ran ads in the fitness niche, the personal development niche, right? With, like you said, Dean Graziosi, Tony Robbins, the dating and relationship niche, as well as the pet cleaning niche. So like e-commerce, Shopify and drop shipping, right? So like pet stain cleaners, and that's actually a very profitable niche on YouTube. And so to answer the question, it's pretty much every niche, as long as you can get good video ad script to talk to your ideal customer and place the ads on the right videos at the right time. I've seen crazy niches as far as like, you know, I remember someone came to me and they wanted to run ads for their like dog walking, you know, service around their local neighborhood. And surprisingly, like we didn't end up working together, but fast forward down a few months, they actually got their YouTube ads profitable, and they came back to me because I gave them a few tips. I didn't think it was a good fit at the time, but they came back to me after I gave them a few tips, and they said, hey, like I actually started getting more service because I started showing my ads to people that were owning or in the market for pet cleaning and you know, pet food products around my local area, because you can get super niche with your local area on YouTube ads as well. And so I guess the answer to the question is really any niche, as long as you're willing to get in front of the video camera, or pay someone else to get in front of the video camera, or even pay an animator to make a video for you and your business to show your ad on YouTube. So any niche can be profitable with YouTube ads, in my personal opinion. And the reason why is because right now there's really no competition for YouTube ads, right? Everyone's on Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat ads. And that's because video seems like this such hard thing that people just have this mental block towards. Oh, well, I have to get a fancy camera, I have to hire a production team, I have to have, you know, whatever they're thinking. It's just simply not true. I've seen ads scale past the millions with a simple iPhone camera, right? And it's just them talking from the heart, sharing their product and service and how it can help the person, and just having someone who knows where to place those ads strategically and being successful. So any niche can really work. And a simple blueprint to get started with YouTube ads is, number one, like, who's your ideal customer? What are their top 3 pain points? Top 3 pain points. When you know their top 3 pain points, it's very easy for you to start scripting your very first 3 video ads, your very first 3 hooks. Because if you know their top 3 pain points, the very first part of your video ad, because I don't know if you guys know this, but on YouTube, the best part about YouTube ads is you only pay when someone watches at least 30 seconds of your video ad, which means they have to be interested enough to watch for 30 seconds before you actually pay for them and that viewer, and that costs you money. So someone has to watch 30 seconds or more of your ad before you pay anything. And you have 30 seconds to qualify and disqualify that person to make sure they're a good fit, because if not, you can simply write in that very first 30 seconds of the ad, hey, look, if you're not a fitness trainer who wants to make more money online without slaving away in the gym doing one-on-one coaching sessions the rest of your life, then skip this ad, right? Because I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to only personal trainers who want to transition from in-person to online, you know, Zoom clients or whatever the case may be. So that's why YouTube ads is so powerful, because you only pay when they click or when they watch 30 seconds or more of your ad. So when you know the top 3 pain points of your, you know, ideal customer, you can create 3 simple video ads immediately with 3 different hooks. That was one, obviously. Another one could be, look, if you're a personal trainer at a gym and you're tired of being away from your family, where you could just transition to being home, it's another aspect, right? Being away from their family every single day. They want to be home, right? So you can use those pain points to create 3 different hooks. And the hook's the most important thing, because you only have 5 seconds to get someone's attention, right, before they skip the ad. And you can lose a lot of people in that 5 seconds if you don't hit them with the good hook in the very beginning to get their attention, interrupt their pattern of their thinking, because they're probably binge watching a Joe Rogan episode, you know, Joe Rogan Experience, right?
Or an episode
so you
of
gotta,
Passionate Few, or an episode of Passionate Few, maybe.
Exactly, watching all your interviews, and they're so stoked to see the Grant Cardone interview. They're so stoked to see the Ed Milet interview, that how are you going to get their attention? You have to have a big hook, which means you have to talk to your ideal customer, call out their pain points in the very first 5 to 10 seconds, and then present a solution to them, or why they should continue watching your ad, because you're going to help them solve their problem.
Makes sense. So would you recommend they follow the hook, story, offer type of guideline, or what's the framework, just in simple words, so people could remember it if they're taking notes and want to remember the first video?
Yeah, so I had the unfair advantage of learning from my mentor, Dean Graziosi. He's one of the best on camera ever, and especially with direct-to-camera sales. And he's helped millions of people because of it. And he told me this from the very beginning. It's hook, story, close, right? What's the hook to get their attention? What's the story you tell them, and to share with them how you're the person to help solve their problems and why they should trust you and how you can relate to them. And then what's the close? Like, what's the call to action? What do you want them to do next to actually take an action that's going to help them, solve that problem with your product and with your service? So it's hook, story, close, right? Hook, story, close. That's the 3 steps.
So hook, story, and then close. That's a call to action, essentially. At the
Close,
end.
call to action. Yeah.
Beautiful. Now, what about in terms of YouTube length? Like when you're shooting an ad, I know with content on YouTube in general, it's different than ads. With content, YouTube favors long format content, but when it comes to ad, I've talked to Dean as well, and Dean's told me that sometimes he's shot ads that were 1.5 minutes. Sometimes he shot some that are 10 minutes, and you just never know where they're going to perform. What have you seen, or what advice would you give people? Because a lot of people get intimidated by little stuff like that, right? Sometimes fear takes over. No, well, how long should it be? Or, it's kind of fear's taken over. But what rule of thumb, matter of fact, can they no longer have an excuse if they're a coach, consultant who wants to film an ad? How can Brian end their fear right now and give them like a solid piece of advice in terms of ending that questionable? How long should my YouTube ad be? Does it really matter? Is it about the quality of it? Does the length help at all? What have you seen work and not work as it relates to length?
Yeah, it's a great question. I get this question all the time. How long should the video ads be? Is it 5 minutes? Is it 10 minutes? Is it less than 2 minutes? And this is a great question because people have that concern. They want to know how long it has to be. And so, to be honest, I have two answers to this question. The first one is as long as it takes. And I know your audience and everyone probably doesn't want to hear that, but it really is as long as it takes for you to get your message across in a video that's going to speak to your ideal customer and get them to see that your product or service is worth clicking on the ad enough to go learn more about it, right? So as long as it has the hook, story, and close in there, it doesn't matter if it takes you 10 minutes to film it and it's a good ad, it's going to probably work if it's good, right? But to give you guys an actual tactical solution to this, personally, what I recommend for all my clients and customers is at least one 60-second or less ad, right? So we get the quick one out of the way. At least one 2 to 5 minutes. So you have one 60 seconds, one 2 to 5 minutes, and another one's going to be 5 to 7 minutes. Those 3 are pretty much the perfect triangle of video ads because you have one that's very quick, it's short, it's straight, it's to the point. It gets their attention enough to click over and learn more about your product and service. 2 to 5 minutes is more where you're speaking to them directly, you're getting their attention, and maybe you're giving 1 or 2 gold nuggets to give them value on the video ad and then actually get them to click. And then the 5 to 7 minute one is more of a training where you're giving 2 to 3 golden nuggets of what to do, not necessarily how to do it, but what they need to do in order to solve their problem. And then that's when you tell them to click over to actually learn more about how your product and service can actually help them solve their problem. So a basic rule of thumb would be 1 60-second, 1 2 to 5 minutes, and then 1 5 to 7 minutes.
And would you say the quality of it matters? Should it be professional quality? Can they do it off their iPhone? I know we've seen Ty Lopez and other people kill it. Like a lot of times it's relatable when it's through an iPhone, but does it really matter? Or again, it doesn't really matter. You've seen both succeed or do well either way, right?
What's funny, man, is sometimes the worst performing ads are the ones that are the highest quality with the best angle, the best quality camera, the most editing, the most B-roll, the music on the background overlaid, right? The pop-ups coming up, and then you split test it against the same script or the same outline, right? Same hook, story, close with an iPhone, and the iPhone actually performs better. Like I remember specifically, Dean actually one time, we had him film this ad, this video ad, and he was on the beach and the wind was just blowing and the audio was terrible. The audio was so terrible. You could barely hear him. But that one actually crushed because it was just so real and raw. And it was like, this guy is just speaking from the heart. He's on the beach, it's just so real and raw that people related to it more than the high quality in the studio where you can tell he's pitched, like you can tell it's an advertisement. This one just looks like this guy just popped up on my screen randomly with his iPhone and he's on the beach and the audio sucks, but he has a good message, right? So I wouldn't get so caught up in the production quality. I would just focus on getting as many ads up as possible to start split testing and just doing it, right? Because the biggest thing that stops people is like, they think they have to have the best quality camera. They think they have to have, all this production equipment, when in reality, you just have to be able to deliver your message in a clear, concise format, the hook, story, close method, to be able to talk to your ideal customer. So whether it's on an iPhone or an actual good quality camera, it doesn't really matter. The point is just to get your script down at the very least to talk to that person, and it'll out convert anything more than half the time. Yeah.
I love that, man. And you brought up a really great point about, just start filming stuff because like anything, if you want to turn your passion into a profession, you want to get paid to play, right? You want to make money doing what you love, whether you're a coach, consultant, teacher, whatever it is, the expertise you're trying to teach in the world. It's like,
Mhm.
unless you're resilient enough to actually have the stamina to find your customers, find your voice, find your messaging, you'll never find them, right? And if you don't have
No.
the courage to be resilient enough to find them, right? If you don't have the courage to find them, well, they're not going to have the courage to pay you. So
Yeah.
that's a lot of people will they want to guarantee, right? Like, well, hey, I want to guaranteed ROI on every dollar. I want to guaranteed ROI on video, but advertising doesn't work that way, right? Like
No.
sometimes you got to throw spaghetti at the wall. Now, obviously, you want it to be strategic spaghetti, right?
Yeah.
But it's not always going to work. But hey, all it takes. I'm sure you've worked with Dean, where I mean, can you give an example, for example, of like how many videos he's filmed, and maybe most of them didn't do well, but 2 or 3 of them could have made tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, talk to us about how resilient Dean is and what some of the most successful people online who market and film YouTube ads and sell their expertise online. What do you notice patterns of success that they have versus people who fail? What are the
yeah.
common
So
denominators?
great question. So that's a great question because Dean is the perfect example. So like I said, I had the unfair advantage of being mentored by Dean, one of the best to ever sell direct to camera in history. And so I got the shortcut to success on how to win YouTube ads, right? And so I'll give one example. So one offer that he ran, and you guys have probably seen this offer about 2 years ago, which is the Millionaire Success Habits book offer, right? His book Millionaire Success Habits was everywhere. You couldn't watch YouTube without seeing a Millionaire Success Habits ad from Dean. And I was the one running all those YouTube ads. And for that specific book alone, he filmed he filmed over 112 videos for that one book, 112 different video advertisements for that one book. And out
Wow.
of those 112 different video advertisements, there were probably 10 that spent the most amount of money. So it was a 1 to 10 ratio. If you just want to boil it down to a very simple recipe, 1 out of 10 were just winners. They just crushed, like they were just getting sales and sales and sales every single day. They would just spend for months. They would last for like a year on end. But he filmed over 112 video ads.
Yeah.
And that just shows you 9 out of 10 of them were just duds. They weren't duds. They just didn't work as well as those 1 out of 10, right? So if that's not an indicator of how many video ads you need to film to get your product and service to generate over, millions and millions of dollars, right? Which I was able to earn my 2 Comma Club award from that funnel, right?
Mhm.
So that's just proof in the pudding. Like you got to be able to film different videos over and over and over and just put in the reps. It's all about the reps. So 112 videos, I think it was 100 and more like 18 at this point now. And only about 10 of them were the ones that took off and you guys saw all over the internet.
That's so funny because Dean, we've had Dean on the show twice now, and he talked to me about this concept of marketing stamina,
Yeah.
and basically saying that the reason most people fail is because they'll film like 1 or 2 or 3 because it's like scary, and then it doesn't work, and they'll film like 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8. But like you're saying, like if you do the math, it was 1 out of 10, and to be honest, it might not even have been in that perfect order. Like it wasn't like every 10 he guaranteed he got one. He could have been like 30 in to get his first 3, right? It's not like every 10. And most people don't have that sense of marketing stamina. And
Yeah.
part of being successful in anything is having that resilience. I mean, hey, what are patterns you notice in terms of people who fail or end up giving up? Because I'm sure you've had people who come to you, and I know you're super selective at this point with people who work with you. Obviously, you work with real winners in business and help them drive results. That's why you're trusted by the likes of Dean and Tony. And we'll put all your info if people are interested in getting in touch or have any questions. You guys can reach out to Brian below. But what are some common denominators you notice of people who end up stuck, or they run ads and they stop, right? They start and then they stop. I mean, what have you noticed that doesn't work? What's the losing formula? Now that you just told us the winning formula.
Yeah, so the losing formula, and this is actually a formula that I've had to dial in my advertising firm with YouTube ads because I've learned the patterns of what doesn't work when it comes to being successful with YouTube ads. And what doesn't work is when you're someone who wants to just spend a few $100s, maybe even $1,000, right? Maybe film 3 video ads, and then when you either don't make all your money back that you spend, you say, okay, well, YouTube ads doesn't work, and you maybe tested ads for a month, right? And you spend $1,000, you film 3 video ads, but in that time, you just basically wanted a quick win, and when you didn't get that quick win, you gave up. And so the clients I've had in the past that have been successful were the ones that were willing to put in the videos, to film more videos, not only to film the video ads with my guidance and help on what was working from the data and what wasn't, but also to be able to optimize their sales funnel, to be able to tweak their sales copy on their pages, to be able to change things on the actual pages and the funnel and the sales process that maybe weren't converting as well. Because at the end of the day, the way advertising works, and you know this better than anybody, is like you spend money, right, to get traffic to your pages. I can help you by I'm the fuel, right? I'm the guy that provides you the fuel to your logs. But if your logs aren't catching, that's something that needs to be worked on the back end, on your end, on your team's end, to be able to figure out why these people are landing on your pages, but they're not converting. Because the advertisements are just one very, very, like, probably 20% of the equation. 80% of the equation is the messaging, the sales pages, the funnel. You know, is it a new and unique opportunity? Is it a page that your ideal customer would actually convert on, right? So the losing formula is spending a few $100s, maybe even $1,000, testing 1, 2, maybe 3 ads, and then when you don't make your money back, saying, YouTube ads doesn't work. But the reason why our process works now and what we've learned how to make it work is because we do a 3-month minimum with every new client that we bring on. Is because, like, look, if you're not willing to at least stick this process out for 3 months, then we're not a good fit. Because at the end of the day, and I actually proved this recently with a new client of mine. He's actually in the photography niche. He's in LA. He's one of the LA's best boudoir photographers. Shout out to Michael Sasser. Michael Sasser is a beast, and you guys should definitely work with him if you are in the LA area and you want some professional photography. And you know, the first month, we were spending money and we didn't get a single sale, not a single sale. But he committed to the 3-month process, and I told him, like, look, this is how it works. And by the month and a half mark, right, we started getting some sales. Towards the end of the second month, we were profitable. Now heading in towards the 3rd month, we literally hit a new record for his business in sales on his online course alone in just the last week. And it was like, this is why we have the 3-month process, because we didn't just toss a few ads up there, and when things didn't work, we gave up. I gave him suggestions on the sales page. I gave him suggestions on new video ads to film based on the data. And when we put all those things together and we tried it again, we started getting some momentum, and we started building on that momentum. And now he's completely, you know, transformed his business, because now he transitioned from just doing in-person shoots for one-on-one clients with women to now he has his online course sales making him money with our help. So, like, the 3-month is a reason we do that, because you have to be able to stick to it. Like, advertising is like, the way I like to see it is advertising is like gambling, but with better odds. You can control the odds, you know?
Yeah, and also too, because a lot of people know about Facebook, and they may not, but, you know, Facebook ads typically are a lot more intelligent than people realize, right? The more you leave the ad, right, the pixel, the more it optimizes and it sort of learns who is responding and engaging. Can you talk about how Google ads work, just so people can wrap their heads around why to sort of play the long game with it, instead of like, oh, I put money and I'm scared I didn't make money. And then also my second question is, how much would you recommend people who are just getting into it invest? You know, most of my audience is passionate with what they do. Obviously, you know, if you want to make, you know, a certain amount of money, you have certain goals, you're going to need to invest in ads to potentially get you up there. So little by little, you take your way up. But can you give the audience context about, like, just how much money you would recommend people sort of put initially to try to get momentum going, just so they can kind of build the courage up? Because a lot of people will go, oh my God, you know, I'm not going to run $10,000. Oh my God, right? But maybe 5,000 is a little more doable, or maybe 2,000, or maybe they think of it a lot simpler. Maybe they're like, I only want to do $50 a day, or $30 a day, or $100 a day. What advice do you have for people? Should they pace it and think of it in a 90-day window, a 30-day window? You know, what advice would you give, depending on people's price points, who say they're a coach or consultant and want to get started with YouTube ads? Just what would the best advice be?
Yeah, so the first question, the way the Google Ads conversion action works, right? So the conversion action is basically like, let's say it's a purchase. You want to get people to purchase your product, your course, or your service online with YouTube ads. And the more data you start feeding the conversion action on Google by showing your ads and seeing who's clicking, seeing who's not clicking, and getting conversions, the better your account will begin optimizing when you start using bidding strategies like target CPA, right? I don't want to get too technical, but basically that's just a smart bidding strategy to allow Google to start optimizing and finding your target audience a lot better than just testing a few things and not letting it have that time to really, you know, dissect who exactly is the person you're going after. So you need to be able to feed it a lot of data points, like, you know, people landing on the sales page, people landing on the order page, and then people obviously clicking and purchasing. And so you want that data to accumulate to give them that best quality, you know, buyer for the conversion action to optimize for. Now, for the person who's, you know, curious about how much they should spend to start, right? So the way I like to give this advice is, obviously everyone's budget's different, right? Maybe some people are spending comfortable spending $50 a day, maybe not even, maybe $25 a day, or maybe they want to be really aggressive. Like I'm obviously a little bit more aggressive with the clients I work with, so it's like more $500, you know, plus a day, right? Or $250 plus a day. And the way you want to think about it at the very least is starting off with at least 5 campaigns. So if your budget's 25 bucks, cool. Put 5 campaigns at $5 each, and each one of those campaigns has a different targeting strategy in that campaign. So for example, this one's going to be keywords, right? One campaign's keywords, one campaign's is just strictly video placements of the videos you think your customers are watching. Another one would be topics of health and fitness, topics of weight loss, topics of photography. Another one would be in markets, people who are in the market or have shown interest in the market of buying a car or buying a course on branding or coaching or consulting. And then the last one would be a combination of those other 4. Maybe you want to combine everything and do keywords plus topics plus affinity. And there's actually another a YouTube ads buyer. His name's Alric. He actually teaches a method called 3D targeting. And I actually learned a lot from Alric because I was able to, you know, scale Dean up and everybody else pretty quickly. But I forgot a lot of the basics, right? To the average, you know, everyday person who maybe isn't on the likes of that level. And Alric actually teaches the 3D targeting method, where you're not only going after demographics of who the person is, but you're also layering that campaign and that audience with the affinity of who they are as a person, as well as what videos they're watching. So this 5th campaign should be video placements plus demographics, like let's say 40 plus for a workout course, and they're maybe watching workout videos, and they also they also have an interest of weight loss, right? So that's a very hyper specific buyer than just going a little bit broad. But at the end of the day, I'd recommend 5 campaigns to start with, all 5 different targeting methods, and that way you can spend your budget equally on different targeting to see what really works and what doesn't after a 7-day testing period. And here's the real thing. Whatever your course, product, or service costs, you should be willing to spend that much on a daily basis to be able to get some real data. Because if your course costs, you know, $9.97, but you have a budget of $50 a day, it's going to take you a week and a half to actually figure out, you know, well, I got one person to buy, now I'm break even, right? So it's safe to say like you got to be willing to spend at least one amount of your course, product, or service.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Now, what about in terms of advice you would give to people who are maybe just learning the online game and they go, okay, cool, Brian, I love this. This is great advice, great insight. You're adding tons of value. I'm going to go record my 5 videos, right? They go film them. They go into Google keywords. They kind of figured out, a lot of them might think it's complex. And I know a lot of people, that's right, it's your specialty, you take that off their plate. But say they're really bold and they're like, all right, you know what? I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to go into it. I'm going to do it myself. They're working on it, you know, taking your advice, doing what you tell them. What is the simple framework of how they should think of it from, let's say you're a coach and you are a consultant and you have an expertise, you're going to run YouTube ads, boom, you're going to put your YouTube ads, are going to pop on the screen. People click the ad, you know, you give the hook, the story, the close, call to action. They click on your ad, and then what comes up next? Would you recommend a funnel? You know, I recommend to my audience ClickFunnels. I personally use it, and we have a you know, 1 funnel away challenge and some links below. You can try it out for free for 14 days. But would you recommend a funnel pop-up with a little bit about them, you know, the landing page and an application? You know, obviously if it's a product, maybe you drive them to a webinar. What are the different types of things that work, or have you seen only one thing work? I just want to give my audience a well-rounded perspective of the different ways that they can drive traffic from their ad to the next step in the acquisition of that sale. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
So what advice do you have for people who are exploring, well, okay, when people click on my ad, where do I send them to next?
Yeah, so 100% ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels is the easiest software platform to get started. It's the easiest one to start changing and split testing and trying new things. It's the easiest that's user-friendly for anybody to get started off immediately. So I recommend ClickFunnels to all my clients, and most of my clients use ClickFunnels because it is so easy to get started and so easy to see success with, because you can just try a bunch of different things really quickly and put up a quick funnel. So the funnels I've seen to work on ClickFunnels, it depends by niche, but for example, free plus shipping book offers, they just work because at the end of the day, people value a real physical book still. There's something about a physical book, when you get it in your hands, you just value it more than like an online PDF or an ebook, right? Not that ebooks don't work, but people tend to value a physical product more. So free plus shipping book offers, I've seen those work in the personal development niche. I've actually seen those work with one of my clients in the dating and relationship niche. And so those are always going to be something that are very valuable with YouTube ads or with Facebook ads as well. Another one is a simple $37 and even $67 program. So $37, one of my clients right now is in the body weight workout niche, and they just sell a simple $37 body weight at home workout where you can be able to, improve your flexibility, decrease joint pain, and also improve your strength and gain some muscle at home with no equipment, just your own body. And so that's only $37, but their average order value is like in the 90s. Because they have their funnel in place, right? So $37 workout course, even a $67 texting course right now, especially with quarantine going on. A lot of people are still trying to find the ways to date right now.
Yeah.
yeah, the text game, quarantine style. So a $67 text game course right now. And honestly, one thing that will always work, and I've seen to be very popular right now, is webinars. So just opt in for a free training. So if you're a consultant and you have some sort of higher ticket product, whether it's $497, $997, or maybe even $1,997, right? Those price points are a little bit more hard to just get someone over to a sales page and just press buy, right? $497 and up, you gotta do a little bit more work than just be able to have a cool video ad and then be able to get them to, it could work, right? If you're really good, it could work. But there's a reason why some of the best in the game, including Dean and all these other guys like Russell Brunson, they have webinars, right? They have to be able to spend some time with someone to be able to get them to convert. So $497 and up, I would recommend some sort of strong VSL funnel or a webinar where you get them to a free training. They give you their first name and their email, and then you lead them down to a free training where you are able to explain your product and service in a more detailed explanation.
Makes sense. Now, what about when it comes to application pages? I know a lot of different coaches and consultants see that. Have you seen that work on YouTube at all? Where people book a call, and then through the call, then you can offer your product and service as well. I know people
exactly.
some do the webinar, that could also work as well, right?
Yeah, applications work really well. So I actually have my own application funnel as well that I'm running YouTube ads to. I've seen this in not only the YouTube ad space, but especially in the workout space, as well as in the make money space, right? So I actually started working with a new client in the e-commerce space where he's teaching other e-commerce and drop shipping students of his to be able to book a call through an application funnel where he then sells them on a $5,000 product to help them fast track their success with e-commerce, right? So application funnels are great because if you have if you're just a solopreneur, right, it's easy because you're able to just get high quality people to actually apply, and when they apply, you could be the one on the phone with them and then telling them more about your product and service, and then obviously closing them if they're interested and if they're a good fit. Application funnels are great. What I will say is application funnels, they work, but the copy has to be pretty on point, and you got to be very, very, very specific with who you're targeting, because if you have a $5,000 product, you can be a little bit more flexible because it's $5,000, right? And you want to be getting applications on YouTube for probably anywhere from $10 to $50 would be a good margin. So you can expect that. Your targeting has got to be on point. So application funnels are great, especially for coaches and consultants. Those are always going to be good as well.
I love that, man. Very cool. Now, the last question I have here, and then I would love to get your insight on, if you have any other things you'd like to add, is when it comes to creating YouTube ads, how have you seen the landscape change? Obviously, you've been doing it for 2 years now. Have you seen more opportunity? Have you seen more competition? And actually, I've actually found it fascinating because, as you know, we're both in circles with some of the most elite entrepreneurs on the planet or at the forefront of dominating the game. I've seen a ton of new opportunity, and nothing excites me more than YouTube ads. And the thing is that YouTube is owned by Google, right? So it's different than like the Facebook, Instagram thing, where essentially now organic reach is very tricky and you got to really pay to play. There's a lot of competitors. It's saturated. Don't get me wrong, still plenty of opportunity. You can still make it work on those platforms. But my question to you is, how have you seen the landscape of YouTube changes? You know, you've been dominating it for a couple of years now. How have you seen it change in the last 1 or 2 years? And where do you see it going? Where's the new opportunity with YouTube ads that you think a lot of people can really take advantage of right now if they take action?
Yeah, so when I first started running YouTube ads, probably about almost 3 years ago now, it was a lot less competition for sure. It was still brand new, and it was a lot easier um, to basically dominate the market share on YouTube. Obviously, Ty Lopez went viral because no one else was spending as much as Ty Lopez on YouTube, and obviously it was just so new and different, and people just weren't used to having someone on his phone showing the Lamborghini be able. It just was like, what is this, right? And then obviously, like, guys like Dean, and they just started blowing up on YouTube. Now it's not any more competitive than that. It's a little bit more competitive, I won't lie. Yeah, it is a little bit more competitive, but there's still so much potential because there's, like, people just aren't either good on video, or they just think it's so complex, when I can relate to them. Yeah, like filming a video to someone who's never done that before is definitely something that is a little bit intimidating, right? Especially when you're trying to get someone to take a specific action and purchase your product, your service, and your course. I get that. But right now, your competition is dominating the marketplace on YouTube because you're not on YouTube. You're not advertising on YouTube. So to anyone out there right now, if you want to start, I would challenge you. I would highly challenge you to go for the hardest thing first, which I say hard, but in reality, it's just a mental block. I would challenge you to start with YouTube ads first, because if you can unlock the power of YouTube ads for your business, you can create a YouTube ads funnel that is bringing you a full pipeline of new customers every single day that love your brand and continue to buy from you on your business's back end over and over and over again. In my experience, YouTube advertising will bring you better quality buyers who have an average order value of way more than just Facebook. They actually are worth more to your business than Facebook ads, because Facebook ads, like I said, your friends are on Facebook, your customers are on YouTube. They're scrolling on Facebook just bored. YouTube, they're going there to learn or to be entertained, and they're higher quality buyers. So how I've seen the YouTube ads landscape change, to answer the question, is there was less competition 3 years ago. There is still less competition. It's a little bit more competitive, but the opportunity is still there. And there's more niches now that are making money on YouTube and with YouTube ads, because it's becoming a little bit more mainstream. And I think, like you said, you're right. Like, it's just starting to bubble. And in the next 3, 4, 5 years, YouTube ads is going to be, I think, the staple for advertising any business online.
And also, too, I love what you said about the fact that on YouTube, people are searching for answers. Whereas on Facebook, nobody's going to Facebook learning about a certain thing, right? They're connecting with their friend or their Aunt Marla, and then, this comes up, and they go, okay. But when you're on YouTube, you're searching, how do I grow my coaching business? How do I grow my consulting business? How do I get more customers to my e-commerce store? How do I do this? And so you're capitalizing on people who are already looking, which is an opportunity that doesn't exist on any of the other platforms. Mm-hmm. Plus, combining with the fact that, like, it's owned by the greatest search engine company on the planet, Google. Yeah. It's like, it couldn't be a higher quality of traffic source. I mean, you literally have live people who are interested looking, and you can target them. Okay, last thing. What advice do you have for people about if they have a YouTube channel and the power of it? Because a lot of people have YouTube channels. I know a lot of people who have YouTube channels. I myself had YouTube channels. I haven't used YouTube ads in my first 2 years at all. Yeah. But can you talk to the people who, obviously you can run YouTube ads on anybody's stuff, even if it's not your own, which is one of the major benefits of it. But can you talk to people about the power of, for example, say they're a coach or consultant, expert, whatever, they're an entrepreneur and they create content around their stuff. The power of what's possible once you create content on YouTube, even if you think you're not getting a lot of views, but as you gain momentum, about how you can market and retarget your viewers, which is like amazing. You can find people who already like to watch you again and again and again. Can you talk one point to that? Just because I really want to encourage people to build their YouTube brand little by little. So can you speak to that at all, about how that will help their YouTube ad conversions?
Yeah, so if you are someone that has a YouTube channel right now with a following, whether it's 1,000 people or 100,000 people, or maybe even 1 million subscribers on YouTube, right? That YouTube channel is very, very valuable when it comes to advertising, because you can literally set up a Google Ads account, because like you said, Google YouTube is owned by Google, right? So it's Google ads, but you can run video ads in Google, which is YouTube ads. And so you can link your YouTube channel to your Google ads account and then begin creating audiences based off your YouTube audiences. So you can create audiences for your subscribers. You can create audiences for people who've liked your videos in the last 30 days, people who have shared any of your videos, people who have added any of your videos to a playlist of theirs, right? So you can get very specific on who you want to target from your YouTube audiences, including people that have viewed any of your videos in the past 30 days or viewed specific videos. So if you're a coach, expert, consultant, and you have a program and you have videos on your channel related to that program, you can create an audience of just those videos on your channel and then show ads to anyone who's just watched those specific videos. And if you have multiple offers, multiple courses or products or services, you can create multiple audiences based off the videos that are on your channel and target those customers individually and exclude the other ones from those campaigns, which is just so amazing. And more importantly, those YouTube audiences, Google will create what's called similar audiences. So if you're familiar with Facebook advertising, they create lookalike audiences, right? And lookalike audiences are the most popular thing because they can scale very, very big and help you make a lot of money. That's the same thing with YouTube, except it's similar audiences. So when you create these audiences for your YouTube channel, people who have liked any of your videos, people who have shared any of your videos, which are just so specific, Google will create a 10 times size of that list, and they'll find hundreds, maybe even thousands, maybe even millions more people, depending on your YouTube channel size, just like the people that are already interacting and subscribed to your channel right now, and get you more quality buyers, just like the ones watching your channel. So, and here's, at the end of the day, here's my simple question, right? If you're not advertising your product and services on your YouTube channel to the people that are watching your videos, and you have AdSense enabled, that just means someone else is advertising on your channel right now. Chances are it's one of my clients, and chances are we're taking your customers, right? So someone else is taking your customers. Why not have your ads running on your channel and keep showing impressions to your customers to get them to actually, click over and buy your product and services?
I love that, man. And that's honestly why I'm so passionate about what I do. I get to connect with amazing people like yourself. And I love, even with my clients that I take on and help create their own shows, is like, there's a reason that when you look at the top people, when you look at Tony Robbins, there's a reason he has a show. You look at Grant Cardone, you look at Dean, you look at Frank Kern, you look at all the elites of industries, whether you're talking about those names or any names, the reason you know them is because they built brand. And with the power of YouTube, YouTube's free, right? Broadcast yourself. That's their slogan. Like, anybody can broadcast themselves and experiment with the content. So for example, like Brian was saying, say you want to film ads, you can learn what your audience likes. If you just start filming YouTube videos, see what they like, and then you could even maybe run one of your YouTube videos that does well as a YouTube ad. Or you can find the topics that they like and then run segments of that as a YouTube ad. So YouTube is a perfect way to, for lack of a better word, throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks. And if you guys aren't on there, success leaves clues. When you look at the best of the best, the top of industry, the Russell Brunsons, the whatever, what do they all have in common? They all have their own show, and they all get that audience and can retarget that audience because that audience can know, like, and trust them. And if there's anything that this quarantine with one of the highest unemployment rates in history has shown us, it's that your audience is literally going to be your income. And if you can't figure out a way to predicate your financial future by capitalizing on your audience and serving them with what it is you love to do, then you're screwed, for lack of a better word. So that's why I was really hyped to bring you on. And that's why I love what I do, Brian. And can you just give a little bit of information as to where people can find you? We'll put your links below, where people can find you, what services they offer if people want to work with you more intimately, and where they can get in touch and maybe connect with you at a deeper level.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it, first of all. And so if you guys want to reach out to me and potentially talk about working together, my link will be in the description, but it's adspend.com. That's ADSPEND.com. Adspend.com. We help experts, authors, and coaches, scale their brands and their businesses online with YouTube ads specifically. And we'll help you guys out. If we think you're a good fit, we'll hop on a quick call. You can apply and we'll see if we're a good fit to work together. And you can also find me on YouTube, Brian Moncada. I'm sure it'll be in the description. So happy to help, happy to answer any questions you guys may have about YouTube ads. Just reach out to me. I'm always friendly, and we'll answer any questions as best as possible. And I definitely want to see you guys win with YouTube ads. So get on YouTube ads. Trust me, if you're not doing it, your competition is, and they're stealing your customers. So you might as well get on there right now.
Wow, I love it, man. Well, thank you so much for being on the show today, Brian. I look forward, and maybe we'll have you back and do some audits And if you guys have any questions for Brian about YouTube ads, feel free to comment below. Let us know what are things you liked, what are valuable points, what are takeaway lessons, and what are questions you have. Who knows? Maybe we'll grab Brian again. And who knows? Maybe we'll do a YouTube channel audit to help people who have YouTube channels and maybe want to start running ads, or maybe they have products and they want to run ads. So feel free to, comment below, give this video a thumbs up, like, share it with a friend if you think it's valuable. Make sure to follow Brian. And if you guys have any questions, ask them below and we'll make sure to serve you guys. All right. Thanks so much for being on the show today, Brian. And as always, I want to thank you guys to go out there, pursue those passions, live strong, and go out and inspire the world with your message and your gift. Take care, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Thanks again,
guys.
Brian.
Yeah, thank you. See you guys.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that video, make sure to smash that subscribe button right now. And also, if you're a podcaster, you want to launch your own YouTube show, and you want our team to help you grow it out for you, to help grow your business and your audience, we specialize in doing so. You can check out the free Facebook group below or apply for one-on-one coaching. And last but not least, share this with a friend if you think it'll bring them tremendous value. I know you were inspired, and who knows, they might be too. So make sure to share it. And last but not least, make sure to click on this video and watch the next one. If you thought this one was inspiring, this one will blow you away.